Hello and welcome to Intuitive Messages with Amma. My name is Amma and these are my intuitive messages. I'm out here in my garden today. And oh gosh, y'all, I'm tired. I've been sleeping just for days. Honestly, what I've heard from a lot of intuitives is about a week and a half ago. It was like a Tuesday last week. Things got real heavy, like dopamine crashes, sadness, people just being like, I don't care, IDGAF, just not it's like this high they were on all of a sudden just plummeted. And I will say, if you're someone that experienced that, know that you're not alone. The things that I know astrologically that went down was we did have solar flares. We also had meteor showers. I'm wondering, and even like everyone I know diagnosed with something like had a flare during that time. And I just feel like it's all of us becoming more sensitive to just the state of the earth. And so we love Earth. We send her love right now. And I feel that I'm very tired from that week. And even making this video, I was like, I don't know if I have the capacity to make this video. But something else I've really been learning is to show up in vulnerability, which is not ideal as a business person or a social media person, but as a soul, as a human being, showing up in my vulnerability has been working. It's actually brought more community into my life, even more work, which feels backwards, but it's been bringing more people to my workspace, to my chair, because I can relate to them. And so being vulnerable, if you've been feeling like sharing something, it's starting now. Again, these messages have been just comical this whole year. I'm like, you're still in hermit mode. And I'm seeing more people open up. Again, we still have like a kind of intense few months, but know that you working from where you're at is fine. Giving what you have. Don't feel like you have to stay shut out just because of how it looks. I actually think the rawest authenticity is a higher vibration than love, right? So that authenticity is everything. So what I'm going to do, if you're in a safe space to do so, please close your eyes. We're going to take 3 deep breaths together. So go ahead and breathe in. Let it go. Breathe in again. Let it go. Do it one more time. Breathe in. Let it go. Beautiful. So I declare this a divine healing space, and I ask for the pure light of the heavens to create any energy or anyone listening now needed. Go ahead and open your eyes. I was so excited to tell you what I saw. So in the very first breath, it was really bad. I like smelled like manure and sewer, and like there's like a memory that keeps popping up for me of like something from childhood, and I like had that kind of like cat litter mix in it, and I was just like, oh, this is awful. Is this where I'm sitting right now? And then what I felt was this opportunity to breathe it out. Literally just breathe out our shit and let it go. And so if you're feeling that right now, like your body's just carrying too much of the past, too much pain, please just let it go. Let it be ugly. Some of that shit is ugly. Sorry, I keep cussing. And then the second breath didn't smell any of the drama, so I knew that was energetic. And in the second breath, when I breathed in, I actually saw like the fractals, right? As if it was like a very psychedelic experience. And I'm completely sober. And I saw it was like the geometric shapes, almost like they were reshaping around my auric field. I felt that I was almost seeing my auric field be reshaped. And I've actually felt this with clientele lately, where usually where you have to work out our family karma and there's this, I've actually been feeling that there's an interesting call that we're allowed to cut karma, like cut it with the families, cut it with the past lovers. Like we seem to be on some kind of accelerated course of like, if we don't need it, cut it. Some of it we still do need. So I'm not saying all things can be cut, but like opportunities for things that can be cut should be cut, and like now is the time. So if you're feeling like I'm kind of done dealing with the drama of this, like try to just cut it and see if it's possible for you, because I do feel like there's this blanket invitation to do this. And then what I felt was like almost like I was getting to see the universe or the angels like reworking my aura system as I was releasing that stuff I didn't need anymore. And so even as I was the breathing in the in and out, I could see it like out with the old and with the new, and it was really subtle, it was really detailed, but it was really important. And that could even be part of this slowdown for all of us right now. last few weeks have been really intense in ways that we still can't even configure, which is okay. I think that's part of this. Like, sit with the details, sit with the integration. My hairstylist astrologer told me today that sleeping is the best integration. I was like, I know that, and I still avoid it, right? I still am like, only sleep as much as I have time for, but the body is telling me I need more, and it's probably because I need more integration. So I'm sharing that with you is we're in this opportunity to release so much right now. There's such big movement forward. We knew Lionsgate was going to have huge upgrades, and it did, and it does. And now we're trying to integrate those things, which is really hard, but it's an invitation to get your entire auric field back on track or into alignment, right? I also posting a video, I think I posted a video yesterday about for self-forgiveness and this opportunity to just like clean slate, let it go. We're still probably in a bit of that upgrade, and if you're here and you care at all or you are feeling anything at all, like you're invited. And clean slate yourself, forgive yourself, and ask for forgiveness to those you need to, either like verbally or just in your head. Just say, I'm so sorry, please forgive me. I did this with someone that I felt that I'd wronged, and within 10 minutes they sent me an apology, and I was like, how funny is that? And I had to forgive them first, I think, within myself, and then I got to express it to them as well, which is beautiful. And some things we don't get to actually have in the person, like in person, or that verbal, but energetics, like, can you trust the energetics of like asking for forgiveness and for giving forgiveness? I'm pulling some cards. They're actually flying out. I'm pulling, it's the Enchanted deck, which is a bit romantic. And literally I'm starting to pull and they're just like flying out in front of me. So the first card is the reverse King of Swords. And for me, this card always comes up when it's time to step into your power. It's in reverse, and it is the first card, so it feels a reminder that we already know where our power lies. We already know our gifting. If you're somebody out here being like, I don't know what to do, slow down, get quiet, stop asking everybody else what your purpose is. Quiet and go inward. This is a reminder that you already know. You've just been too afraid, too scared, too anxious, too embarrassed, lack of confidence. Like, that changes now. That changes now. You stop and you look at that fear and you say, why? Where is this coming from? It's time to get to the root of this so I can just walk in my power. Your power is literally here calling you, and you already know it. And if you don't know it, like, it's time to get quiet and go inward. Have some medicines, have some quiet time, have some tea, have some fasting, have some just releasing of the excess to get to the details. And then the second card that jumped out, it's also in reverse. It's a Prince of Wands. In most tarot decks, that's going to be Knight of Wands. Oh, here, I didn't show you guys. This is the King. There's the King. And then here's the Prince of Wands, or the Knight of Wands if you're reading a regular tarot deck. This one's a little more romantic. That means there's physical movement. Yeah. And I think we all have different timelines, right? But I think there's an awareness coming in of the necessary movement for the next part of reality. I've been feeling this major shift with just how we view the world. I've been laughing about the survival things. You see them on Instagram. I feel it, but I feel that there's a reason for the incoming. And I don't say it in this negative way. I say it more in this back to Mother Nature. I'm laughing about Burning Man's coming next week, and I'm not even going, but I can feel the energy of like, having all you need, creating what you can from the earth, being very natural. I'm sure there's other things that happen in Burning Man, but like just trusting that kind of like the inner world system, not like what the government's going to give us or what is being provided for you, but what can be cultivated, created, and kind of learning your own survival techniques for yourself. I woke up, and the day that this hit me hard a couple weeks ago, I was like, I need to buy 20 cans of black beans because I could live on black beans forever. And I don't say this out of fear, and I'm really not feeling fear around it. I'm just feeling that there is a change coming. It could be years from now. So like the beauty of this message too is not like, oh my God, the change is coming tomorrow, prepare. I do think there is some fear going on in our world that is bringing that to people. And I hope to not be that. If anything, I hope to tell you, oh my God, you're feeling afraid. Let's notice your intuition that there's a change coming, and you totally have time. You have time to figure it out. But the importance is the details. Okay, because there's time, let's go back to what you're here to do. What do you need? What gets you through? What are things you prefer that are going to be necessities in your life for this change, but I say expect that the change is still going to be a few years, but it starts now for the intuitives internally, so we can start preparing. So be patient with yourself. That's probably why it's in reverse, because it's not this second, but it is big because it's this Knight of Wands, like ready to like really make a movement. If you've been feeling a need for a change for a long time, like start preparing for it now and just trust that you'll be ready when it's time in a few years. And some of you, it's going to be sooner. But I don't say that out of anxiety. I say that out of hope for you that you might get to move a little bit sooner in toward the life that you want as a leader, right? And so that's where I'm also like, the sooner the better, because if you're a leader, let's go. And if you're not, you're going to be on track, because really you're all leaders and you're already feeling it. You're an intuitive. So like just trust yourself to go inward so you can catch your timing for the movement. And you're not missing it right now. You're aware of it. So put down the fear, do some releasing over fear, sit with fear, ask like, what are you doing here, fear? Get out of the root, and then trust that you are intuitively aware and ready to make the movement. And then the last card is the Five of Hearts, or Five of Cups if you're again a tarot reader. That's a heartbreak card. And again, I feel oddly hopeful for this very intense message that's coming through of the world is going to change and there's shifting. But I think it's because I've been on both sides, right? Where I have also lived in fear and been so afraid, and we all got to experience COVID. And like, what role did you take? Were you amped? Were you scared? Like, be honest with yourself, because I feel like we will have to confront this again in another very dramatic way. But that's why it's a very internal year, because it's like if you can get your internal world in a foundation, in a security, in a confidence, you can channel your higher self. If you can do this, then you can handle any shifting that's going on around you. And there is a heartbreak card here. I do feel right now there's some loss going on. Like we've seen a lot of divorce in the last few years, but especially right now, it just feels like, hey, if this is not it's like we're going into another phase of reality. And I don't know if we've really fully been through it. I'm sure that Earth has been through this many times, but like for anyone living right now, maybe from like the 50s, like there is just like there's this intense change of reality, and things are just going to be different. And so if you and the person you've been doing life with for the last 10, 20 years doesn't align for the next phase, can you just bring acceptance to that? Can you both bring acceptance to that? Can you deal with that together? What if we could have some like freaking mutually cordial releases of people because they just don't fit in? You have different visions of the next phase. How to go through this is to literally address what you see as your next phase, and then bring it to the people that are closest to you. Do they align with it? Talk about it. We're not hiding it. And if you're fighting about it, that's a red flag that maybe we don't see eye to eye and we're upset that we don't see eye to eye, but maybe it's actually for everybody's improvement for the next portion of life. So there's a trust that things are shifting and you're moving into it. But now there's also a grace and a forgiveness and a flow state you have to get into, allow yourself to move. This is not a control to get to the next level. This is a flow to get to the next level. And if things around you are not flowing with you, they need to be addressed. They can't be controlled. They need to be addressed if they're not in flow state to get you to where you need to go. I'm just going to ask if there's any other advice. The last breath came to my heart space, and I felt that I was actually given energy from a galactic being. I'm kind of asking if they can share with me who they are. This being feels a bit more known by many. It could be Pleiadian, just because this is a bit more common. I will admit that I've had more galactic beings from different suns coming forward of names I don't know and don't recognize, based on what's collected in our collective conscious right now. But this one feels very common because they're kind of letting me know that this is becoming very normal. This is becoming very normal, that receiving gifts from your galactic guides is not so woo-woo anymore. So if you're like, what the heck are you talking about? Maybe you close your eyes and say, do I have any galactic guides? I ask for protection around myself, but I also want to receive wisdom and knowledge that I have potentially gained in other solar systems. Because I think that that's part of the point too, is we're all bringing back all the information we've ever collected, and our consciousness is waking up to remembering all of it. So I bring gratitude to, it felt like the Pleiadian king or something, like he was very big energy. I don't even know if I've personally met him before, but he seems familiar in the way that he brought it in. He was like this is a gift for all of you. So I even want to say, from his energetic heart to ours right now, a receiving of this understanding of our soul's calling and purpose to receive all the wisdom and energy that we've ever collected as a soul to bring back to earth in this moment now for the next phase of earth. Go ahead and breathe in. Let go anything in the way. Let's do another one. Breathe in to receive. Let it settle in. Allow yourself to realign in this moment. Thank you.